Wants to start. There we go. So good morning, everyone. My name's Jesse, and I am with Exploring by the Seat of Your Pants. For those who don't know, we're all about bringing conservation, adventure, and science into classrooms around the world. So I'm excited today. We're joined by 5 classes currently from across North America. We might get a few more throughout the hangout, but I'll give them a chance to do a bit of an intro or a shout out. So we've got Mrs. Stover's grade 2s from Lecanto, Florida.
Say hi.
Hi.
We've got Mrs. Burrows grade 3s from Newmarket in Ontario.
Hi.
We've got Mrs. Wowtrix grade 6s from Thunder Bay in Ontario.
Hi.
There's a lot of you. That's exciting. Mrs. Schlicker's class, they're coming in. They're from Middlefield, Connecticut, but they'll join us in a few minutes. And then we've also got Mrs. Olivides' class, grade 4 from San Antonio. Hi, guys. The mic's still muted, but that's totally fine. All right. The reason you guys are all here today, of course, is for our exciting hangout. We're joined live by Danielle Eisner and Kat Middleton from Ripley's Aquarium of Canada. It's the largest aquarium in Canada with over 16,000 animals from over 400 species. Today, we're going to be doing an octopus dive into the tank and learn a little bit more about one of the most intelligent, amazing animals in the world. So without further ado, Danielle, take it away.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Danielle. I'm one of the educators, and Kat is going to actually go in the water. So Kat's going to give us a big wave, and we're going to go outside to see the awesome octopus in our tank, because you can't get a good angle from out here. So we have to go into where the aquarium is and see our octopus. Our octopus, if you've joined us before, is named Petunia. She's moved tanks again, and she is outside. So you can see Kat's feet up at the top right now, and I do not see Petunia as of yet. However, she will be coming around. We have a new surprising toy for our octopus, and it is a giant jar. So that will be really exciting for octopus. As you can see inside of the octopus tank, there are no fish, and that's because an octopus will eat pretty much anything they can find, and the fish would all be eaten. So we have some sea stars to clean up some extra scraps this octopus is not eating, and some anemones. So there's Kat, our diver. She's in the water. And as you can see, she's not wearing her scuba tank. She is on hookah, which is a line of air being delivered in. It's a little bit easier. And there's our octopus. Oh, I don't even know if you can see that angle. So the octopus is coming out. She's actually underneath this little cave. I'm going to try to get a better angle. There we go. You can see her moving her arm. Oh, no.
All right. She cut out for a second. Part of the fun of technical difficulties. Danielle's back. Okay, she cut out. She's back. Hi, Danielle.
Hi. I don't know what happened.
That's okay.
And I can't see my app anymore.
You're in, though, so we can see you. We can hear you. You're good.
Perfect. I don't know how to turn it, though.
Okay. You got us all excited. Oh, she might be gone again. We're going to figure it out. I can speak from personal experience that it's a very crowded part of the aquarium in a dark corner, so maybe the internet might cut out in and out. We're going to hope for the best. Danielle, can you hear me now? It's like the Fido commercial. Okay, so she's going to join us in a minute.
Oh.
Hi.
Can you see me? Okay, can you see me or the octopus?
We can see you.
Cool. I'm going to go like this.
Perfect.
Can you see the octopus now? Cool.
Yes,
I have to use selfie mode because my phone is not working right now. So this is the octopus. Her name is Petunia, and she's hanging out with a new bucket. And she's very excited to see the new bucket, and she's also excited to hang out with Kat. So Petunia is around 2 years old now. She's been with us for about a year, and I can see there's some hidden food inside of that bucket there, so hopefully she's very excited to see that and to eat our wonderful food that we have provided for her. If she stretches out, she's over 6 feet, which means she is a really large octopus, but she can get much larger. She's a giant Pacific octopus, so that means they are the largest octopus in the whole world. So they can actually be a lot larger than this. And she has a ton of space. You can actually, this is one pillar here, but there's a tube and another pillar on the other side. So she has a ton of space to interact with. So we do give her a lot of other toys, but this is a new toy, so she gets to try to figure out where the food is inside. So looks like we have a bucket, and then there's a cup inside the bucket, and then there's food inside of the cup in the bucket. So that's a fun little toy for her. Lots of puzzles. They're actually very intelligent. So the animal will be able to manipulate her arms to go inside of the bucket. An octopus is a very intelligent animal, so they can actually find all of their food in the wild and the habitats where they live, and they actually go inside of shellfish to get the yummy inside parts. So they eat a lot of different shellfish in the wild, and they like puzzles. So if our octopus ever got bored, she'd actually try to escape, and we would never want her to escape her home because we're in Ontario, and the pipes here actually don't go to the ocean. They just go to the Lake Ontario after they're cleaned. So, oh, looks like she's got an arm inside of the bucket, and we won't want them to escape. So at the top of the exhibit, we have fake turf, so they can't actually get out. However, we keep them well entertained so they don't try. They have a lot of suckers, so they're able to manipulate the whole body and move it in any way they want, and they can fit through small openings, which is why they're such good escape artists. So the only size restriction on an octopus is that they have a beak, which is what their mouth is, and that part of their body is their size limitation for going through a hole. So if their beak is a centimeter wide or an inch wide, that's as big as they can able to fit their body through. And hers is probably just around an inch big in diameter. So she can fit through a hole that's that small. It's actually really cool. Now, the kelp in here that's moving around, that's fake, and that's a toy for Petunia to play with as well. So we also have some potato heads, and we have some other puzzles that Kat has made, and we also have some cool kids' toys that we have in the back for her. If we do have another octopus at our aquarium, they can't actually share toys or food because they are really picky and they can taste each other. As you can see, the suckers are getting, Petunia is tasting Kat, and Kat probably tastes like fish because she's the one preparing the food for all of our wonderful animals, for the octopus. So she's tasting that. And when it comes to our wonderful octopus here, they have a lot of suckers. They have around 2,000 on each arm, which means 200 on each arm, which means they have around 1,000 on their whole body. So that's a lot of interactive suckers, and they all have taste buds, and they do have 8 arms. A lot of people think that they have tentacles, and that's a lie. They have arms. The easy way to tell them apart is suckers are all the way down their arm, and on an arm, and then the suckers are only at the end on a tentacle. So a squid has 2, but an octopus and 8 arms, but a octopus has 0 tentacles and only 8 arms. And they are actually handed, so they do have the 8 arms, but 2 of their arms are used as legs, and the other 6 are used as hands, and half of them are used as their dominant hands. Like most people are right-handed, but some of them are left-handed, so half of those would be used as their more dominant ones. So that's the ones that are reaching for objects, the ones that are going into objects first, and the other half are more like secondary limbs.
Oh, she's cut out again. Well, she'll be back. As we've seen, she's really quick at getting back in when things go poorly. But again, you're getting an intro to the octopus and a little bit of information about how intelligent they are, their great vision, their amazing arms. They're really, really neat. So again, if you guys didn't catch the thing about them being able to squeeze through holes, the octopus's beak is about this big, and they can fit their entire body, no matter how big it is, through a hole that's that big. Imagine being able to squeeze your whole body through a thing the size of your mouth. So think of it that way. I will send her a quick message just to make sure she knows she's out, and hopefully she's back in a second. Again, it's sort of a harder part of the aquarium to get a signal, so I'll be right back.
to see. Okay. He's
All right, so while we're waiting for Danielle, I've sent her a few messages now. We'll see if she can join us again. I mentioned before the hangout that I actually used to work at the aquarium for 2.5 years. So we've done many, many hangouts with them. We do shark dives with them where they show people feeding the sharks and you know, rubbing their belly. We've done things where we're doing special things like this Halloween. We'll be doing a pumpkin carve in the aquarium. So lots of different options there. I don't know, some of the classes are close enough you may have actually visited, in which case wonderful, and do come back. There's 16,000 animals there, over 400 species, so a lot of diversity. The biggest things we have are sand tiger sharks, which are about 10 feet long, can weigh 400 pounds, so almost as much as your entire class, you know, put together if you've got a small class. There's sawfish, they're about 15, 16 feet long. They've got a giant saw for a snout. It's quite amazing. Things you can touch: stingrays, horseshoe crabs, little sharks. You can actually touch sharks. They sort of feel like canvas. So if some of you have certain kinds of couches, you can feel them that way, or a seatbelt. They feel like a seatbelt. So in your car on your way home, you can feel exactly what a shark feels like. I will bug her again. Let's see if she can come back. She might be having some trouble with her phone. And then worst case scenario, we'll try and reschedule this, but we'll see how it goes and see if we can get her back in a second. Give me 1 minute, guys. All right, guys, thanks for your patience. I know it's been a long time. Again, we'll wait 2 more minutes or so, see if she gets back in. I know I've told her to go to other parts of the aquarium that might be a little easier for her phone to work. And we'll try and wrap it up there if we can. You guys can ask some questions, because I know you guys probably have lots of questions. So thanks for the enthusiasm, and we'll see how it goes. We're going to hope for the best. You know what we could do while we're waiting, actually? Hopefully Danielle comes back in. I am a biologist by background. Again, I worked at the aquarium for 2 years. If you guys would like, and you can give a thumbs up if this works, I could answer some questions about the aquarium, about marine animals, if that would work. But Danielle's back, so we don't need to resort to that. Hi, Danielle.
I didn't know that I lost the call.
Well, welcome back.
I don't know what's happening with my phone.
That's okay. You know what we maybe could do? I don't know if it's just the area of the aquarium, but if you went behind the scenes, we could talk about it more there, or other animals you guys have, or...
Yeah, sure. I can go behind the scenes. I don't know what's happening.
That's okay. Half the fun
I thought I was on, and then I looked back, and it wasn't on.
Surprise. All right. See, you thought it was an octopus tour, but we did the octopus part. Now it's the behind-the-scenes extravaganza.
Sorry.
No worries. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Oh. Is it working?
Frozen.
Frozen. No, she's gone again. She's back again. it's like the you know, I think it's kind of fun. Yeah? Excellent. I like the enthusiasm. You think it's kind of fun too? Like the never, you know, we don't know if she's here, she's gone. Who knows? All right. Dan, and she's gone again? She's back again? Hi, Danielle.
The app keeps restarting itself, and I don't know what to do.
That's okay. You know, worst case scenario, I told the classes that I've worked at the aquarium, so I can answer questions for them.
It's mine. Yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out if this app is going to actually work. You can hear me still, right, Jesse?
I can hear you. For now.
Yeah, so Kat is interacting with the octopus down at the bottom, and I'm really sorry for all the technical difficulties. This has not happened in a while. But she's still interacting. Oh, she's actually cleaning now, so the octopus must be thoroughly distracted. This is Petunia's, top of Petunia's tank, and as you can see, there's some fake turf on the side. Yep, lost it again.
No, we're good.
Oh, never mind.
We're gone.
So we have some fake turf on the side of the tank so that the octopus cannot escape, which we would rather her not, but she's actually really adept at escaping if she wanted to, but we keep her well entertained so she will never want to escape. I lost the video call.
No, you're good.
I'm good, yeah.
There's even no earphones anymore.
If you look in here, I don't actually see her right now, so it means that she's probably underneath.
She took her big jar to the cave and blasted some water at me in a very clear, go away, I'm eating.
Alright.
Danielle,
Yeah.
can you ask how long Kat's been working with Petunia?
How long have you been working with Petunia, Kat?
With Petunia, 18 months, nearly 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And I've been working with Octos for about 3 years now.
Sounds amazing. Yeah, so she's been working with the Octopus for quite some time, and she's well experienced with them. She does interactions with them all the time with our octopus. So she actually does painting as well as the formal interactions. So we have some awesome paintings that our octopus has done. They are very abstract, and as part of a potato head, the toy, because that is part of the awesome stuff that our animals get to play with, so that they do not get bored and leave us at our aquarium. So as you can see, this is like a bird's eye view of our aquarium. So Petunia started out in that little blue container down there and then went to the black one, and now she lives up here in the large tank that has 2 cylinders and a tube connecting the two. She's got lots and lots of space in here.
Why does she have to be in the other containers first, Danielle?
Because she was so tiny. She started out when she was a little cat, little tiny thing.
She was 1 pound.
1 pound. They start out as a grain of rice size, and they grow really quick. And we couldn't have her in the big tank initially because we did have a different octopus in here at that time. But she has grown since then, so like all good animals should.
You know, when I took my glove off, she knows me just by the taste of my hand. So when she wasn't so sure about the suit, I took it off so she knew it was me. I like to think that works.
Yeah.
Can you tell us why she couldn't be in a tank with another one, Danielle?
Yeah, so octopus are really territorial. So we, at an aquarium, we would rather them not be able to sense each other. So if we put them in the same tank together, they will probably rip each other apart. They're very territorial. However, we don't even want them sharing water with each other because they can taste each other. And they're really picky about that. So when we have 2 octopus, we actually have to keep their toys separate so that they don't taste each other. And we keep their food separate to make sure that it's very, very separate for the animals so that they're always happy. We don't want to make them uncomfortable in their home.
Well, what do they eat? What do the octopus have?
They like to eat shellfish and fish. What did you give her today?
Today she got a little bit of fish, so Caitlin. And you can see on the bottom of the tank there are tons of mussel and clam shells. She gets those throughout the week too. They're good treats for her.
Yeah. It's fun. And sometimes she gets live food too. She finds that very tasty.
Excellent. All right, Danielle, are you okay taking some questions from classes now?
Yeah, I'm completely fine with that.
All right.
Hopefully this stays hooked up.
Let's so we'll start Mrs. Stover's class. If you guys have a question, come on up and ask.
All right, let's have Veda. Sorry. Do you remember your question? Stand here. Stand here. Okay, go ahead.
I don't remember my question.
That's okay.
Say my name is Veda.
My name is Veda, and my question
Nice and loud.
My name is Veda, and my question is, what colors can the giant octopus change into?
Ooh, good question. So it would appear that Danielle's disappeared again, which she'll be back in a second.
My foot in there. So.
Oh,
Okay.
well, hi.
So that would just explain the sock. I was just going to ask questions about it.
Danielle, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I don't know what happened.
The question was, what color skin can the giant octopus change into? Can it change its color?
Yeah, they can change their color to whatever they want, and they'll change to practically anything. They stay at their base color, which is red-brown for the most part, but they can change to whatever they like. And she usually does like the cool camouflage coloration when she switches, when she's really happy, and usually food makes her very happy. However, they can change really rapidly because they have these special cells called chromatophores, which allow them to change their color really quick.
Excellent.
Really
All
awesome.
right. Mrs. Burrow's class, do you guys have a question?
Well, can you move over? Yes, we do. Hold on.
Take your time.
Hold on, we're coming.
Oh, no.
There you go, you're good.
I didn't hear the question.
Oh, no question yet. So,
Oh.
Mrs. Burrows, I demuted you. You can talk now. Yes.
Okay. So, do octopus produce ink, and is it dangerous?
There is a shed actually.
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I heard that. Do octopus produce inks when they are in danger? And the answer is yes, if they feel very threatened. So an octopus usually is living in a cave where they feel very protected, and they would not want to use their ink because it takes a little bit of time for them to reset their ink, so they wouldn't want to use it. And we don't ever want our animals to use their ink when they are here. But not all octopus have the ability to do that because only certain types have ink glands. So our type do, which are the inserata, but the serrata ones with the shells don't have any ink glands. They can't do that.
Now, Danielle, they also asked, is the ink dangerous? Like, can it, like, does it hurt you? Does it, if it got in your eye, what would happen?
Is the ink dangerous?
Very good question. No, it's not. It's very thick though. It's like a mucus. So in an exhibit like this, we do have to be careful because if they spray a lot of ink, it could actually cover up their gills. But none of our octopus was inked before, so fortunately there. It's something that we want to clean up very quickly when it happens.
Did you guys hear that?
Yep, it's perfect.
Perfect.
All right, we'll go to the third class. So Mrs. Wowchuck's class, if you guys have a question.
Hey.
Could you repeat that? Sorry. Just come really close to the computer. For some reason, we can't catch it. We hear that you're talking, but not what you're saying. Sorry.
Yes, what is their average arm span?
Excellent.
Oh, what is their average arm span? So Petunia is like 6 to 7 feet across.
Yeah, and she's leggy. Like, her body hasn't grown as fast as her arms have. When they get full grown, we're looking at anywhere from about 10 to 15 feet spread out. So Petunia is definitely on track to get that size in the next year or so.
Cool. Thank you, guys. I like how your arms are 10 to 15 feet, Kat. Thank you for that.
I like how your arms are 10 to 15 feet long.
Mrs. Schlicker's class, if you guys have a question, come on up.
My name is Rebecca Mitchell. How do they go through the tiny holes?
I didn't catch that one.
Repeat it really quick.
How do they go through the tiny holes?
Ooh.
Ooh, how do they go through the tiny holes?
Oh, that is a great question. It's kind of slow because they have to. So if you've ever tried to squeeze through like a very tight doorway, it's kind of like that, but to an extreme. So they really have to like figure out their body piece by piece. Because really their eyeballs and their beak are the only things. And for Petunia, it's the hole about that big would be her limiting factor. So she could definitely do it, but it would take some time.
And if you really want to see it in action for anyone in the classes, you can go online and watch an octopus go through a tight hole. It's quite amazing to watch. So I really recommend doing that when you're done. All right, Mrs. Olarvides' class, if you guys have a question, Danielle will be back by the time you ask it. So come on up. Now, your mic's still muted. Sorry about that. For some reason, it's not letting me demute it. It won't allow me to do that. So if you come up, there's a little symbol on the top, little microphone, and if you click that, you'll be able to talk.
Got it.
There you go. Perfect.
Go ahead, son.
Hello, my name is Cameron, and my question is, how is an octopus able to change the color of its skin?
Yeah, so while we're waiting for Danielle, I can help answer that one. They've got these special cells called chromatophores. So they're a cell that has, you know how your skin has color sometimes? Some people have different colored skin. That's because there are little molecules in there that have color to them called melanin in our case. And so that gives our skin the color. And when we go into the sun, sometimes that comes to the surface and we get a tan. So octopus have these special cells where they can move color around. And hi, Danielle again.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I think I have to update the app.
We're explaining how octopus change their color, how chromatophores work. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So we're explaining that the pigment cells can move around these special cells of theirs, chromatophores, and then can turn them all sorts of different colors.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you want to add?
So an octopus has all of those, but a squid has a really awesome type of cell called a iridiophore, which means that it acts like a mirror, so it reflects light. So they are most often swimming, so they don't really seem to camouflage with coral. So they have to camouflage with the open ocean, which is kind of hard if you are not shiny.
Cool. All
so
right.
they get to do that.
We had a class join us while you were talking, actually. So Mrs. Winning's class, if you guys want to come up, if you have a question, go right ahead. You just have to demute your mic. There you go. You can go, you can ask. Oh, video's cutting out. This is the hangout of technical difficulties. This is like a lot of fun. So Miss Winning's class, it's not working for whatever reason. If the mic doesn't work, there's a blue square in the top left of your screen, and you can submit questions there. You can type them in. So maybe try that, and I'll go to some other questions, okay? All right. So we'll go back to Mrs. Stover's class. If you guys have a second question.
Yes, we do. Audrina?
Oh, need to be a little louder,
That loud.
Where is the habitat?
What about the habitat?
She wants to know where would it naturally live if it's not an aquarium.
Perfect. Great question.
Yeah, where do these animals naturally live?
Everywhere. So there are more than 350 species of octopus, and counting. That does not include squid and cuttlefish. And they're found in just about every ocean. Now, Petunia is a giant Pacific octopus, which means she is found in the North Pacific coastal areas. She's one of the shallower water octopuses.
Excellent. Miss Burrows, great question, but you can ask it live if you'd like. We can mute you guys if you want to come up.
Okay, guys, you want to come up? Here you go.
Yep. There you go. I've demuted you. You're good. You can go now.
Does he have feelings?
Does the octopus have feelings?
Does the octopus have feelings?
That's a tough one. I don't think anyone can really answer that for sure without being an octopus. But she definitely has different, you could call it moods for sure. There's some days that she's super curious and outgoing. Other days she just kind of wants to rest in her cave. So, you could definitely go along that line there. And that's the important part of my job, is to look for anything that may not be normal or might show stress, something like that, which she is pretty clear on letting me know.
Do they have their own personalities?
Every single one I've worked with is different in their own way, for sure.
Great. All right.
There are definitely universal norms.
Before we go to Mrs. Schlicker's class, so Miss Winning's class, if you guys want to type in a question, again, top left side, blue square, you can type it in there. But while we're waiting, Mrs. Schlicker, if you guys have a question, come on up.
My name's Isana Dreyfus, and what do they use the suckers for?
They use their suckers in order to taste and find their food. And they're really good at using them. They have a lot on their body. They have about 200 per arm, which means they have around 1,000 on their body.
2,240 on a female giant Pacific.
Whoa. All right. Oh, they've cut out again. They'll be back. Okay. So while we're waiting for you guys to come back, Mrs. Burrows' class, you guys have another question? Go right ahead. Oh, wait. I'll demute you, and then you can ask it. There you go. Perfect.
What is the octopus's favorite toy?
Favorite toy? So if it hasn't changed, I remember it was Mr. Potato Head, which you saw in the tank, but we'll wait till Danielle comes back and see if she can answer that, or Kat can answer it. But good question. Great questions to all of you guys, by the way. I love how enthusiastic all the classes have been, so thank you for that. All right. Hopefully Danielle will come back. There she is. Danielle? So for the classes, this doesn't usually happen. This is the all-time record for the most cutting in and cutting out of our speaker ever, which is very exciting. So you're here for a momentous day.
All right.
Hi, Danielle.
Yeah, 10:30.
The question is, here, we've got one more question for you. Just
Perfect.
to confirm, what's Petunia's favorite toy?
What's Petunia's favorite toy?
Ooh.
Cat's right here.
She has it's like a soda pop cup that has a twisty top and like a little, she loves that. But now we're getting into the really big new toys, and she's pretty enthusiastic if anything's new or takes some time to figure out, she likes.
Awesome.
People have mentioned the suckers so far,
Really,
and I just wanted to ask,
some
how
of us
powerful...
don't want new toys at all. Petunia wants like everything new and novel. Like the diver thing, we don't do that very often, so she was totally into it until she got her food and then was like, go away. So.
Awesome. Danielle, one quick more one, which is how powerful are the suckers? Like if the octopus grabs you, how hard is that?
How powerful are the suckers?
Very powerful. So I don't think you could tell on the video, but there was one point where she had her jar and was sitting up on the rock. I was able to hold on to that jar and completely like swing from it underwater. And I am no lightweight. And she was holding me up with the suckers in the jar. So they're very strong. When she gets fully grown, one sucker about this big will hold about 30 pounds of weight on its own. So don't get into a tug of war with an octopus. You will lose.
Yeah. Got one more question. One more, then we're done. How long could Petunia live out of her tank? If she were to get out,
How long could Petunia live out of her tank if she could get out?
That's a good. We have not tested that, and I'm sure each one's different, but they're pretty much holding their breath. So as long as they stay moist and temperature is correct and they're holding their breath, you can get several minutes easy. They definitely hunt at the surface. So this species.
excellent. All right, so at the end of every hangout, guys, for all the classes, what we do is we're going to demute everyone's microphone so that you can all join me in saying a big thank you to Danielle and Kat. So Mrs. Thurber's
you're very
class,
welcome.
Burrow's class, everyone, thank you so much.
You.
Oh, you're welcome. It was a pleasure.
So thanks so much for joining us, guys. Danielle, that was wonderful, and thanks for continuing to come back in. That was fun.
I'm so sorry for all of the technical difficulties.
It's kind of fun. I told them that you broke the record, the most cutouts in a hangout ever, but you keep coming back, which is great.
Lovely. Yeah, I will.
All right. Thanks so much to the classes. If you guys want more Ripley's Aquarium Hangout,